Hey you guys, how's it going? I am Hugo, or the Shape-H31 Decode Talker, and we're here with another video, and I know it's been a while you guys, about 2.5 months by my count, or really close to that. Yeah, sorry about that, but school has been keeping me busy lately. I'm trying to stay on the Dean's List, so yeah, that's been taking a lot of time. Plus, admittedly, I've been pretty lazy, and I recently just bought Pokemon Ultra Sun, and that's pretty much just taken over my life. Anyway, this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it was suggested to me by a user named Corbin Floyd. And he suggested I make a video where I rank the very first duels from each Yu-Gi-Oh! Series from my least favorite down to my favorite. We've had almost 20 years of mainstream Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently on our 6 series reigns, and in life, one of the most important things you can do is make a good first impression, because that will set the standard of the expectation that person will have for you from that point onwards. So whether you live up to those expectations and surpass them, or fail to meet them to perform at a lesser level, that's something entirely up to you. And here in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's no different. Of our 5 past series, we've had one that fluctuated from being bad to really good. Started off bad, but improved as time went on, but ultimately still a lame series because GX is always lame. Was consistently good from start to finish. Started off slowly, but drastically improved into a great series. One that's better than GX, of course. And a series that has started off really strong, but somehow crashed and burned so badly that not even ashes remain. And now we're currently on Series 6 with Reigns, which is essentially the second coming of 5Ds, and it's living up to that name. We've had 6 opening duels, I'm going to rank them from my least favorite down to my favorite. So, what I do best, starting off with number 6. Number 6, the first duel of the series, Yugi vs. Kaiba from Duel Monsters.
You suck!
That's right. The first duel we ever saw in the entire franchise is my least favorite out of all 6 opening duels of Yu-Gi-Oh! The reason so is because there's really nothing special about this duel. This duel is mainly Yugi setting monsters and Kaiba destroying them with Yugi counterattacking every so often. The action of the duel isn't really that good. I don't think it's that memorable, and honestly, while I don't like to generalize people, I feel like this duel only gets mentioned because of nostalgia. And if you know me, you would know I'm not the kind of guy who gives brownie points because of nostalgia. The thing you always see people mention about this is the famous Exodia Obliterate scene. But to me, honestly, whenever I see that, I cannot but think, F*** Exodia. Even as a kid, I never thought that was cool. I thought seeing all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field at the same time was cooler than seeing Exodia. Regardless, Duel Monsters may hold up well today, with hindsight, as a good series, but the first duel definitely doesn't. Because nostalgia really is overrated. Number 5, Yuma vs. Shark of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Yuma vs. Shark. This is a duel that I honestly find it just to be okay. I don't really have that high of an opinion of it. Like with Yugi and Kaiba, I felt Yuma and Shark had much better duels after their first one, especially their last duel. That last duel was amazing. But as far as this one goes, this is a good first duel for Zexal, which showing off how incompetent of a duelist Yuma is, which would seriously set the stage for how great you will become by the end, which in itself is a good thing. The action of the duel is meh. There's not really much I can say about this duel that really stands out other than it just sets up the stories with the numbers, and has decent back and forth action despite Yuma's amateur's moves during the duel. But like I said, a good way for Zexal to begin. 4. Yugi vs. Strong Ishijima of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. Even though Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 crashed and burned, in the end, I will say, out of all the duels on this list, this is probably the most entertaining one, as well as being the most interesting duel on this list. As far as being entertaining goes, it's entertaining thanks to Yugi's style of dueling, because even though Yugi spouts out egg out so much that you can play a drinking game and die from alcohol poisoning from it, it really was fun to see, and this really was the first chance for us to see that for ourselves. The action itself, it really isn't too bad. Yugi at this point in the story wasn't overly dependent on using Miracle or Evasion, as much as he would be later on in the series, and he pulled off some really nice moves. despite pulling an entire extra deck mechanic out of his arse. Which is another thing which leads into what makes this duel so interesting. What makes this duel interesting is how it sets up for the plot of the whole series, with Yuya, or should I say Zark, creating pendulum summoning and defeating Ishijima, while Yuya himself was completely unaware of what just happened until it was all said and done, evident by his dazed reaction and wondering why Ishijima had lost the duel after it was all over, and how Yuya was talking in his Zark voice rather than his Yuya voice. It was really good foreshadowing that you can't help but applaud the writers of Arc 5 for upon watching the series again after its conclusion, which makes you wonder, where did we go wrong with this series? The bronze medal goes to Yusei vs. Ushio of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Whoa, 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 whoa. 5Ds fanboy, the Shape-Base 31 didn't put 5Ds at number 1? Who are you and what have you done with the real Shape-Base 31? All jokes aside, this is a wonderful opening duel that I almost gave the number 1 spot to. Almost. Or at the very least, almost gave number 2 to. In fact, in the original script, this was supposed to be number 2. But in the end, I decided to give it number 3. The action and intensity of the duel for an opener is great, showing that while writing duels is a dumb idea, it can still look good and be entertaining. Introducing us to the tone of 5D's gritty feeling and the kind of character that Yusei is, being someone whose resourceful and can literally turn trash into gold, as well as being a true companion, trying to take the heat off of his friends so they can get away, after one of them stole his ship for his D-Wheel. Although I do have to say, this duel didn't really do much for the overall story of 5Ds. It's a good opener with some of the most intense action regarding opening duels for Yu-Gi-Oh!, as well as being fun to watch with Yusei being a character that you can really root for. But I don't feel it's quite as good as the final 2 duels I'm going to get to are. Regardless, fun duel overall. Plus the soundtrack for this duel is absolute fire. Number 2, the silver medal, Yusaku or Playmaker versus the Knight of Hanoi of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. The most recent series claims the silver medal in today's competition. The strongest asset of Vrains is how focused it is on the plot, so much so that it didn't even have a duel in the very first episode, being the first in the franchise of the anime, instead building up to this duel. When one thing Vrains did with his first duel that others didn't is mix up both plot and intensity while still being fun to watch. You see how lethal the Knights of Hanoi can be, we see how cool Playmaker is, showing that he's more than just a pretty face. A very pretty face. And Coates, I know you're watching this, and Yusaku is mine. You can have Kusanagi, but Playmaker is all mine. The actual duel really gets you excited for the tone of the series, and just all around I feel is better than most duels we had before this. Duel Monsters with hindsight is kinda boring. 5Ds has action and intensity, but not really much for the overall plot. Zex will set up the plot nicely, but as far as action goes, it was just okay, while Arc 5 set up the plot and was entertaining, but not quite as intense, while Vrains out of all 6 series has the best of everything with its opening duel. But despite that, it just wins the silver medal. And the gold medal goes to Judai vs. Kronos of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Okay, now who the f*** are you and what did you do with Yu-Gi-Oh? Because the Shape-Base 31 would never put GX at number 1 for anything. Yeah, how low have I fallen to think I, the Shape-Base 31, would put something as lame as GX at number 1 on the list like this. Regardless, they still did almost everything well. The action still holds up well today. It's not quite as intense as the likes of Vrains or 5Ds, but the thing about GX's first duel that makes it beat out all the other series is just from how much fun it is to watch. The moves, while basic, are really good. It may have not done much for the plot because GX had no plot, or at least no concrete plot, but did a phenomenal job in establishing the kind of character that Judai-kun is, which is set up for the brutal deconstruction he would have in Season 3. I may be a guy who values intensity, action, story of the plot, and its characters, but at the same time, I do like to have fun, and GX really does offer more fun with its opening duel than the other series did with theirs. Not that most of them weren't fun, they were still fun to watch, but just not this fun. So overall, the first duel of GX takes the number 1 spot on this list by a very narrow margin, which is really the best compliment that GX will ever get on this channel. Because number 1 or not, GX is still a mediocre series, at best. And there you have it, guys. Those are my favorite opening duels of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise, from my least favorite down to my favorite. Do you guys agree with the video? Do you disagree with it? How would you rank your favorites? Comment below and let me know. If my busy schedule, might be some time for I upload again for something Yu-Gi-Oh! Related, but it will come. So until then, I am Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the Shapefish 31 Decode Talker, and I will see you all some other time. Stay gold, everyone.